Hello, today we're going to make a baked custard tart. So we'll start with our short crust and move on to our custard and then something delicious to eat for dessert tonight.
Simple ingredients. So we've got unsalted butter cut into pieces, slightly soft. We've got caster sugar, eggs, plain flour, thickened cream. We must have a thickened cream, not a pouring cream. Full cream milk, egg yolks, caster sugar, and then a dusting of nutmeg.
I'm going to pop my, I've got a flat beater into my machine. So I'm going to add my sugar. I've let my butter soften. Okay, so I've got my butter in and I've actually, I've put little squares so that it's easy to mix through. Now pop the machine on low. So it's mostly incorporated. Okay, I'm going to actually take the butter off the K-beater. Now you could do this by hand, a bit more elbow grease. So now the sugar's in, I'm going to add my egg, mix it through. Now when it's only just incorporated, we can still see there's a little bit of egg in there. I'm going to turn it off. You can see there's still a little bit of egg, it's not fully mixed. So I'm going to add my flour. Okay, I do that because I don't want to over mix it. This is a really good time. So this is a plain flour, so it's actually a short dough. Again, slow, just to incorporate all the flour in with the butter, sugar and eggs. You can see now it's all come together, but I've still got a few bits of butter in there, so I'm just going to let it go for a minute longer. Now if you want to, you can add a little bit of vanilla essence to this or a vanilla bean. It's beautiful, but it's a really nice pastry. So we've got our dough out of the mixer. You can see that it's not fully formed, which is great, which is exactly what we need. So you push it down with the heel of your hand to give it a square shape. So I'm going to grab I've got some baker's flour and I'm going to give it a light sprinkle. Not much, because we don't want to add too much flour to our dough now. So my rolling pin. I'm going to use the weight of my body to roll the dough out. So roll both ways. So start in the middle and go to the top and then middle down to the bottom. Okay? So try and keep it square. It's just easier to roll out if you do. I'm going to take this now and I'm going to put this in the fridge, okay? And then I'm going to bring this out and roll it out further when it's had a bit of a rest, okay? So to do that, I'm going to pop it in with some baking paper. So lift it up very carefully, okay? Fold it through and pop it into the fridge. You can use plastic as well or a bag. So we're going to bring our pastry back now from the fridge. I'm going to grab a little bit of flour. We're going to grab a pastry tin, then a brush, and we're going to lightly give it an oil. Now make sure you get into all the sides of the tin. I'm using a tin that can actually have its base removed, which is much easier to take out. And then I've got the same thing. So remembering what I need to do now is I need to roll out my pastry. So it's about 3mm thick. Okay, they've got that nice square still. So start from the middle, roll out, start from the middle and roll back, start from the middle, roll to the side, and start from the middle and roll the side. And it's nice and even. So I'll get my pastry by brush roller, roll it up, and pop it on. Okay. Make sure now that you bring it right in so you don't actually lose too much of the pastry integrity. So this is where it's really important to use your thumb, this part of your thumb, to actually bring the pastry in at the side. And bring it all the way. Now use the other part of your thumb here to go all the way along to push it into the flutes. So you get a brush, either use your rolling pin or you can get a knife, and then we're actually going to cut the pastry off so that you get a nice even top. So now we're going to mark it. Okay, so we're going to grab a tray and pop it on the tray. So we're going to pop our eggs in. So I've got 10 egg yolks. I'll pop my sugar in. Okay, just give it a quick mix just to break the egg yolks up. I'm going to add milk. Pop it all in. And I'm going to give it a good whisk. Now, because the whisk gives a lot of air, we need to make sure then we actually put it through a sieve to get rid of all the air. Okay, that's the secret actually to getting a good custard tart. Okay, a little bit of vanilla. But if you don't, try not to use a imitation vanilla. I think it really needs to be a bean of some sort or a vanilla paste, because that's what gives it the beautiful flavour. So you can see it's par-cooked tart. And so now we're going to pop our custard in. All right, so you've got our sieve and we're going to pop our products through. This is to make sure that there's no pieces of egg. Okay, make sure that there's no bubbles. You could do this a couple of times, but because we're going to leave it for a few minutes because it's going to, we're waiting for the tart to cook. You can see that it's nice and smooth.